Hey guys, Brady here. I apologize for my voice because thing is, I've been sick. So that's the first reason that I have not uploaded any videos. So, and the second reason is that it was my birthday yesterday. Woo-hoo. So, after I watched some of the movies and play some of the games that I got for my birthday, I may consider reviewing them. But for now, we have these movies to review. I'll give you a sneak peek at the next two movies. I'm sorry, I kind of spoiled that. But along with these movies, in all their ways, they are so freaking cool and so freaking bad. Some can be passable, some can be okay, and some can be awful. But back to the topic at hand. What can you say about Alvin and the Chipmunks? The hit 80s cartoon that was a smash hit. And to this day, we love to appreciate the stuff that these three adorable rodents gave us in the 80s. And then 20th Century Fox said, hey, we need to popularize this series. Let's make a film out of it. It blowed. The first film was at least passable. We didn't have to watch it. We could at least just say it's blah. But that's when the sequel came out. We had to see this because it had the Chipettes, obviously, because they were in the original cartoon. Enough said on that. But then, later, in 2012, we had Chipwrecked. A horrendous little sequel that should never exist. Let me know if there's anyone in the universe that you know personally that has seen this piece of chipmunk poop. That's kind of funny. I'm expecting you guys to get at least a laugh out of that. Probably not, because you're kind of used to the modern humor of YouTube. Is that what you guys call it? Wonderful. Alright, so, but still, this movie needs to drown in a pile of tar. This is just, it's clunky, it's stupid, it's filled with reboot traps. This is not how you make an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. And then after this, we had Road Chip. That was the worst movie ever. Well, I personally think this deserves to be banned. So, why is this movie such a horrendous little experiment that combines Alvin and the Chipmunks with Tom Hanks' Castaway? Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? So, a little bit of a history behind these movies. The first Chipmunks movie was released in the mid-2000s, I believe 2007 or so. Even a bit later than that, I don't know. But, it was passable. We could at least avoid it, because we all know it was going to be bad. But critics couldn't. They had to go to the theaters, pay tickets to see this piece of crap. And they saw it. They gave it a negative review on Rotten Tomatoes. Then the sequel came out a few years later. It had the Chipettes in it. We had to see that. It blew, obviously. Personally, I thought it was one of the worst sequels to ever come out of the Chipmunks. But stuff like this, oh my goodness, this is straight from the butt. Freaking stupid. Excuse my French. It is anus scum. Excuse my bad language. It's that bad, guys. Come on. Do you guys hate this movie? I do. I hate it with a passion. My family loves the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. I don't, because they are full with reboot traps. They have nothing but reboot traps, and they're just not well executed. Alright, so, what's the story of this piece of crap? Well, the story is Dave. Yeah, who remembers Dave? Everybody, of course, because he was a main character in the cartoon. He was the owner of the Chipmunks. All 6 of them. He decides to go full Titanic on our butts and just take the Chipmunks on a cruise liner trip, which ends up being a complete ruckus. All 6 of them decided to say, hey, we need to cause trouble. Once again, I apologize for my voice. All right. So, back to the topic of hands. Oops. Back to the topic at hand. So they of course caused trouble, as chipmunks would do. And then Dave decides to go to the casino to take a break from the chipmunks. I just had a ginormous voice crack. And he ends up getting hot gravy poured on his penis. Or crotch, to be more kid-friendly. He's like, hot. That is, like, the highlight of the film's comedy. I bet that's how everybody was in the theaters. They're like, bad. This is a bad movie. I'm so sorry. So, he meets up with Ian Hawking from the previous 2 films. Who in the honest God remembers that piece of garbage? Ian Hawking got a job on the cruise liner. And he's like, Ian, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm working, Dave. Really? The actor who plays Ian needs to be working on his script for Kung Fu Panda 4. No, 3. Because 3 came out way after Chipwrecked. And yes, the guy who plays the crane in Kung Fu Panda is the guy who plays Ian Hawking in all the Chipmunks films. So there's that. And you're probably wondering, when's the Chipwrecked part? Where's the Chipwrecked part? Well, after the Chipmunks have a fair round of shuffleboarding, they decide to fly a kite, which of course flies off and they're like, help us, Dave! You guys gotta help yourselves for making like 4 movies that are like pieces of garbage. So I always wanted to say that. So Dave naturally has to take the hang glider, and then Ian is like, oh no, you want to go hang gliding? First you gotta take the procedures. And he's like, and then it flies off with no procedures whatsoever, carrying Dave and Ian off into the distance, into the water. That's where the Chipwrecked part comes in. And then the Chipmunks get to the island, followed by Dave and Ian. Can you see where this is going? We're going full on Castaway / Indiana Jones / Pitfall the Lost Expedition on our, yeah, you understand. But I think we wasted enough time at the beginning. What do you say we get to the finale? Yep, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so there is this character, I believe her name is either Ava or Tina. I haven't seen this movie in years, obviously, because I don't want to see it anymore. She has this group of balls because she, like, sports balls. Not the type of balls that you be thinking of. Leave your creative comments down below. So yeah. Other than that, she's like, the treasure is mine. Oh, mine. And then So the treasure is behind a waterfall. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to mention probably the weirdest part of the entire film. Simon gets bitten by a spider, right? Yes. And he hallucinates at night. And then he snaps his fingers, he's like, and he becomes Simone. What, are you trying to get your name to be based off of an Olympian? You know, Simone Biles? You're trying to rip off the Olympics, Chipmunks. I know what you're trying to do. And he has this hallucination until, you know, the very end. But back to the end. I mean, I think Simone is honestly the best part of the movie because it gives Simon an adventurous edge. But anyways, back to the topic. So, the volcano is about to erupt. So what happens? Dave finally finds the chipmunks. And so does Ian. And Ian has like a very motivational speech where he's like, don't care about the money, don't care about the treasure. You know, I've been a spokesperson for about 6 years, and I didn't realize, just hang out with your family sometime. Just forget about it. I think that's what he said. You'll have to watch the movie, even though you probably don't want to. So they build a raft, right? Yes. So they escape just in time for their final performance at the Golden Globe Award? The Golden Globe Awards? I don't know. Something. And they sing Firework. You know, baby, you're a firework. I'm gonna get copyrighted. But other than that, the movie actually ends on a weird little note where they're flying on a plane. And the credits theme is Party Rock, you know. Party rockers in the house. Yeah, that. I'm not gonna get copyrighted. Uh-oh. But that's basically what this whole movie is. Copyrighted music. So. And then we get the classic Dave line. Alvin! That's what happens at the end. And Alvin's like, okay. So, in the end, what can you say about this film? Absolutely nothing. It is just, it's horrendous. It's a piece of garbage. It needs to be thrown in the garbage. It needs to burn in fire, just like Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Thank God we're gonna review a good movie next. But this is just so awful. It's filled with reboot traps, filled with not good things. It's not well executed. It's not well anything. It's basically just a film fart, sort of like Page Master. You know, that was a terrible film, but I mean, I just bought it recently yesterday, so we'll see what happens. So, I give Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked 3 out of 10. It's that bad. So, like I said, we got a whole stack of films to review, because why not? But yeah, in the order that I have chosen. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hopefully they'll subscribe too. And ring the bell for notifications. Be part of Brady's Bell Bunch. I haven't used that in a while. So, see you guys probably for something other than a movie review, because I may hold off on the movie reviews for now. Sayonara, peeps. Take care. I apologize for my voice. Bye.